The first station of the cross marks the moment when Jesus, after being falsely accused and unjustly tried, is sentenced to death by Pontius Pilate. Pilate himself, though, finds no fault in him, but he gives in to the pressure of the crowd and washes his hands, attempting to absolve himself of responsibility. Jesus, innocent and sinless, silently accepts the unjust judgment in order to fulfill his mission of salvation. This station speaks to the reality of injustice, suffering, and false accusation. Jesus, the embodiment of truth, is condemned despite his innocence. He does not resist, argue, or seek revenge. Instead, he surrenders all to the will of the Father. For us modern Christians, this moment is a call to trust in God's plan, even when we are faced with trials and unfair judgment. Many people experience injustice, whether through false accusations, discriminations, or suffering for doing what is right. Jesus shows that true justice is in God's hands and that suffering endured with love and faith has redemptive power. Now let us learn some moral lessons in the first station. First, stand for the truth even when it's unpopular. Pilate knew Jesus was innocent though, but chose to please the crowd. As Christians, we must resist societal pressures that compromise truth and morality, even if it means facing opposition. The second lesson is to respond to injustice with faith and peace. Jesus did not fight back or curse his accusers. He teaches us to trust in God's justice rather than seeking for revenge. The third lesson to be learned is to recognize the power of silence and surrender. In moments of trials, our first reaction might be to defend ourselves aggressively. However, sometimes greatest strength is found in silent trust in God. The fourth lesson to be learned is to be courageous in carrying our crosses. Jesus' condemnation was the beginning of his passion. Likewise, our suffering may be the start of a greater spiritual journey that leads us closer to God. Consider moments in life where you feel wrongly judged or mistreated. Instead of responding with anger or resentment, reflect on Jesus' response. How can you remain faithful and trust in God's justice? By meditating on this station, we learn to embrace suffering with faith, knowing that God's plan is at work even in the most painful moments. This is Pax Domini. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Peace of the Lord.